For roughly 2 million years, being alive after sunset meant you had a real chance of not being alive by sunrise. That is not a metaphor. Paleontologists estimate that early hominins were killed by predators at rates that would horrify any modern population, and the overwhelming majority of those deaths happened in the dark. So here's the question nobody stops to ask. Why are you, a person with locks, lights, and a roof, still afraid of a dark hallway? The easy answer is that fear of the dark is superstition. The easy answer is wrong. We tend to treat the fear of darkness as a childish thing, something you outgrow, a leftover of ghost stories and bad parenting. But strip away the culture, strip away the campfire tales, and something older is sitting underneath. Because darkness itself cannot hurt you. Darkness has no teeth. Darkness does not fall or freeze or starve you. And yet almost every human on Earth feels a spike of alertness the moment the light goes out. That reaction is too universal, too fast, and too physical to be a story we simply invented. It is a memory, just not the kind written down. Think about what darkness actually did to our ancestors. It did not add a danger. It removed our single best defense. Humans are a visual species. Compared to most mammals, we hear poorly, we smell poorly, but our eyes in daylight are extraordinary. We read a landscape, spot movement, judge distance, recognize a threat from far away, and plan around it. Now take that away. At night, your greatest strength collapses to almost nothing. And the animals that hunted us? Their eyes were built for exactly that moment. Leopards, lions, hyenas, and the giant cats that no longer exist all shared one thing. They saw you long before you saw them. This wasn't rare. In the fossil record, there is a haunting piece of evidence known as the Taung child, an early hominin skull from South Africa, nearly 2 million years old. For decades, people assumed the child had died of some ordinary cause. Then researchers looked closely at the puncture marks in the eye sockets and matched them to the talons of a large bird of prey. A child of our lineage, snatched and eaten. And that is one skull that happened to survive. Across the fossils of our ancestors, the bite marks, the punctures, the crushed bones tell a consistent story. We were not the apex predator. For most of our history, we were prey. Evolution did something ruthless and efficient. It did not wait for each generation to learn the lesson personally, because learning it personally usually meant dying. Instead, the humans who felt a jolt of fear at the edge of darkness, who tensed, who stayed near the fire, who refused to wander into the black tree line, those humans lived slightly longer and had slightly more children. The relaxed ones, the ones who felt nothing when the light died, were quietly removed from the gene pool. Fear was not a flaw. Fear was the filter, and the survivors passed it down to you. You can still see the machinery running. When you walk into a dark room, your pupils dilate, your hearing sharpens, your heart rate climbs, and your amygdala, the ancient alarm center of the brain, begins scanning for threat before you consciously decide anything. Studies on fear conditioning show humans acquire fear of darkness-associated cues far faster than fear of things that are objectively far more dangerous today, like cars or electrical outlets. Your brain isn't calibrated for your world. It's calibrated for theirs. It is still guarding against a leopard that has been extinct in your region for tens of thousands of years. And notice what specifically scares us. Not darkness in the abstract, but the sense that something is in it. The feeling of being watched. The certainty that the shape in the corner moved. This is the exact cognitive tool a prey animal needs. It is far cheaper to assume the shadow is a predator and be wrong 1,000 times than to assume it is nothing and be wrong once. Anthropologists call this a hyperactive agency detector, and it is the same machinery that later produced our monsters, our spirits, our things that go bump in the night. The ghost was invented. The fear was inherited. This also explains our obsession with fire, which is deeper than warmth or cooking. Fire was the one thing that pushed the darkness back and pushed the predator's advantage away with it. A fire meant a ring of visibility, a boundary the night creatures hesitated to cross. Groups that kept the flame alive through the night survived the hours when they were most vulnerable. And that is why, even now, a candle in a dark room calms you, why a campfire feels like safety in a way a light switch never quite does. Your body still reads open flame as protection from something it cannot name. So next time you feel that irrational unease reaching for the light switch in your own home, understand what is actually happening. You are not being childish. You are running software written by 2 million years of ancestors who were eaten in the dark, refined by every single one of them who felt the fear and lived because of it. The superstition came later. The fear came first. It is not a weakness in your mind. It is one of the oldest survival memories your species has ever kept, and it kept keeping it, right up until it reached you. Here at the First People, this is what we do. We take the instincts you assume are meaningless and trace them back to the moment they saved your ancestor's life. If you felt something click while watching this, subscribe, because there is a lot more of this coming. And tell me in the comments which buried human instinct you want explained next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the dark.